Okay, I'm back. All right. So I'm going to, for the record, say that this is where the player aid fails. There is a section 9.42 called roadblock effects, which is for Allied reserve deployment. So it's right in the section for reserve deployment. And it says that a position occupied by a roadblock marker is considered empty. So yes, it says empty, but then it's really not empty. So that's, and it's funny because I've been, trying to master these rules, and this is after also playing the D-Day games made by the same designer. And I cannot tell you, I am so conditioned that when I read the word empty, to not trust it. And that when I see empty, it's really not empty. I cannot tell you, that's my initial gut reaction is well, I can't trust that it's empty, even though, sure enough, it's not empty, even though, it's empty, even though it's not empty. So, I think sometimes we get a little too cute with our terms. But with that being said, let's go. So German unit proximate. So there is no same division, okay? It's not possible. There's no same corps. There's no same army. Well, actually there is same army. Let me check. They're not even the same army. Well, I guess it would be the First Army. Yes, it's the U.S. First Army. So it has to be within 3 hexes of the same army. So this might be a little bit of saving bacon here, but let's talk about this. Then it's the highest HV value. So the thing is that it's going to it goes next within 3 spaces of the same army if there's more than one position. And then if it's not possible and there's still more than one position, then it goes into the hex with the highest HV. So empty position hex, core area, able to trace supply. Check for best candidates. And if it can't go next to a division, corps, or army, it's the hex with the highest HV. So you already know where this is going. So just stop your snickering and laughing, because you know that I am screwed. Okay, so we got to do the strategic ones first, and then the other ones later. And I'm just sorting them by number, so they come out on the board in the right order. So strategics are first. Okay, so I'm putting these here just so you can see them. This says a 20S, so that means they come out first, top priority. Okay, so we know that they're going to come out on a position hex that's empty. And we already know that the roadblock is not going to block anything, so I'm just going to get rid of the roadblock. There's not even, let's not even kid ourselves. It has to be where German proximate. Well, this is proximate to a German, so this is coming and it's going to go right there. Not even a question. Okay, now the rest of this though becomes a bigger puzzle, because it has to be proximate to a German. So, for example, this is not proximate, even though he's just 2 spaces away, because moving through the forest is really tough. It takes 2 movement points. This one is proximate, but it's next to an allied unit, and so we can't do that, unless it's a HV value of 5 or 6, which it's not. However, this one is proximate. So the next one's going there, because we can go this way. So I have now been cut off from supply. That's what I was laughing about. This is This is awful. And if we want to keep going down this rabbit hole, this next one is going to go there, because that's proximate. All proximate to the same unit. So they basically just surround us. I don't think that there's any other position that's proximate right now to a German unit that is within their deployment reach. I mean, this one doesn't count. I know it's just south of the camera here. There's a few spots over here I know you can't see, but it's just no German unit can get there. No German unit can get to these. This one, that one doesn't count. So that's your situation. Okay. Now this guy is a perfect candidate, right? Because it's a 5-pointer. However, it's not proximate to a German. So that's the reason why we're not doing it. But now we're going to go to deployment method B and get wrecked. So they're going to go in the hex occupied by a unit in the same division. So the only good news is these three are all the same division, and these ones are a different division. So it's not going to work. So now it's going to go into a position hex. First, that's empty, that's in the core area, able to trace supply, within 3 hexes of a unit in the same army, and within 4 hexes of a unit, of a German unit. And then it's going to go for highest HV. Well, this is easy. So this guy's going to go there now, because he's within 4 hexes of a German unit. So he goes there, okay? And then these next two are just going to go with the same division. Oh no, this is a different division. Ha! So they're not going to, I was thinking they were going to stack. That's where I was going with this. They're not going to stack. However, they're going to go, for example, here or here, but this is the westernmost hex, so they'll go there. Because, yeah, it doesn't have to be proximate, folks. So, this is the westernmost. I mean, there's some back here that this one's a candidate too, but this is the westernmost. And then, yes, they would stack like this. So that is how I think they would deploy. And we got lucky because this guy's a different division than this one. And so that's why they didn't stack here. And he's a different division than these ones, so he didn't stack there. So that was an interesting play. But it means that our plans are ruined. They basically just destroyed us. Now, here's the thing. If you're looking at the way these guys have reserves, we get reserves in the north, and the Allies are getting reserves in the north. This north thing is very frustrating because I think there's an opportunity to get through and to take some of these cities, but that opportunity is a very narrow window. This card ruined us. If I would have drawn any other card from any other division, you know, like 3rd Corps or whatever, they would have activated down here, like, you know, these guys down here would have activated or whatever the nonsense they wanted to do. We don't care. They would have just done something down here, and that whole northern zone would have been empty for us to just take. And now all of a sudden, bam, our life just became miserable. So my original thought, thought train I was on, is I think that if we can bust through the south next game. I know I'm giving up on the south now because I played it poorly, but I really think this is a better path. Like I said, narrow window up there, lots of strength, yes, but narrow window. By turn 20, I no longer have to be within my squiggly lines, right? So look at all this strength that we have here. The squiggly lines go down like this. And so I can shut the door, take Arlon, get 5 victory points, cut fuel supply off for all of these turkeys, and then I'm in cruise control. And yes, they will have reserve units sitting there, you know, in their reserve unit box, and they're gonna deploy way up north while we're conquering down here. The south is actually the better path, but you gotta do it with less units. And that's the problem, is you don't have a lot of strength down here, and we're not getting a lot of reinforcements down here either. But it's still, I think, the key, and this is your key. It's this division right here, which is right now bottlenecked pretty bad. If I could have somehow broke through with this division or that division, I would have been very happy. And I sort of broke through with this one, because you can see I made it across one of the rivers, but then I got bottlenecked at this next river. I'm really convinced that the south is where your strength, or where your victory is going to lie. But you know what? I've read Board Game Geek after Board Game Geek post about people who say that the north is the easiest. And either A, you didn't have the luck I just did with this card, or B, you're not playing it correctly. And this is coming from someone like me who hasn't played it correctly the whole damn game. Okay, back to this. It is our turn. We have, I get to draw 2 cards. So let me do that. And we got to check for fuel. We are on turn 21, right? Yes, we are. So right there you can see the 150th Panzer Brigade is out of fuel, and then I would lose this card. So let's figure out how much that impacts us. 150th Panzer Brigade is exactly the area that we need to push. Where the heck is the 150th Panzer Brigade? I don't see anybody from the 150th over here. Oh, there's one. Just one guy. All right, so it says I lose the card because they're out of fuel, right? I have to discard this card, and then the 150th Panzer, oh, see there's just 1 unit. He's out of fuel. And at the end of the turn, he'll be back in fuel again. So it's just a this turn only kind of situation. He can't move, he can't attack, he can't do anything. But, so we lost the card. So that's not the nicest thing in the world, but it's also not the worst thing either. Okay, now, just a reminder, I had the ability to cancel it if I wanted, but I'm not gonna use this on just 1 unit. Okay, I do have this, which is, see, this is an either or division thing. I'm not real thrilled with that. Should I try to attack with my infantry unit? Well, I can't do anything with my infantry. They already activated, so let's activate somebody else. But here's where my head is. I want to activate that 1 unit to take the city, and I'm going to just throw every freaking combat tactic card I have at it to draw as many chits as I can to annihilate that thing. The city is going to cancel a hit. It's not a pretty sight. Let's just put it that way. Okay, so I don't have a lot of choices here. I think I'm going to do this one. So that's these guys here, and I think everybody is full strength. So I'm going to attack him. And you can see here, this is only points here. I can't even move from here to here because I'm going from one zone of control to another. But I'm going to attack. And this card is a 2 strength card. Like I can do fixed artillery or something like that, but I don't think I will. I could even try to do infantry infiltration, but he's in a town, so we can't flank him. So I don't even, the only thing I can maybe do is fixed artillery. And I'm not even going to. He's a minimum chit draw of 2. He will block a hit because he's in a town. And we're going to get to draw 1, 2, 3. That's it. That's why we keep losing. Because it looks like we have strength, but we really don't. And the biggest mistake I made was putting this unit here. So what I would need to do is go out for 2 points. And then this would be 3 points, right? Well, so out for 2 points and then 3 points. That's my whole move right there. I can't go from here to there. But now, since I'm here, I would have to spend another movement to get across this bridge, and then another movement to finally get up. I mean, it's just a ridiculous number of actions to fix the mistake I made of moving into that space. But I'm going to try it. I'm not going to throw any combat tactics to it. I do have an option to put fixed artillery, but I'm saving it for my other hoorah. I have assault coordination, but it doesn't do me any good. So 2 chits, minimum, 3 maximum. Let's draw for him. I drew the 12th Corps, which is not him. He's the 8th Corps, but this was really close. So he's going to get artillery for his combat. And so we're going to draw 2. Oh, come on. All right, 1, 2. Okay, he's not dispersed or unsupplied. Is there a defender adjacent? Yes, there is. Oh, come on. Come on. We take a hit, he absorbs 2 hits, so I'm not even going to draw a 3rd. So I'll take a hit with one of my guys. Yay, team. And now it's their turn. So we got a no command. And we're on the 21st, so one more day before this becomes a bad card. It's already a bad card. Air power. Air power is a crappy event. Okay, so they would remove an out of supply marker, but since there's none of those, I have to discard the highest CV card from my hand and then keep this stupid US Army no command card in my hand. So I just lost this one, which was going to let me deploy all my units. So not happy about that. Well, hold on. I forgot to draw my 2 cards at the end of my impulse. Oh, it's even worse. It's even worse. Oh, no. Okay, first thing, I drew this. There, see there's no fuel on the 21st for the 2nd SS Panzer Division. So, by the way, this is on the errata, that's supposed to say 2nd SS there. So the 2nd SS Panzer Division, there's 3 units, they're out of fuel. So let's figure out where they are. I think it's this stack right here. It is. This is the stack that's already dispersed. So I don't mind making them out of fuel too. Okay, so then I lost that card. And now guess what I'm going to lose? This is the even worse news. I had the 7th Army card I drew. This is what I needed. And So angry about this one. This is my highest one, so that air card causes me to lose it. And then I get to keep the air card in my hand. Yay! And I only have 4 cards now for the next impulse, which is starting now. So I could activate the red core there. My fixed artillery cannot make it that far to that city. It doesn't shoot that far. So it's not able to help me there. Can't do that. I can't do infantry infiltration. There's absolutely nothing I can do combat tactic wise to help that battle, even though I just told you I want to do something to help them. That army card would have been the help that I was looking for. Okay, so I'm going to deploy this core here, because we got some reserves that I think are going to benefit us. So we have 3 of them, in fact. And they are of this 7th Army. So that means they're going to be south here. They're going to deploy in the south. So we can have them help us bust through the south here if we really think that it's going to help. I don't think it is, but we could. And I have to do it 3 spaces away from an allied position. So I need to be mindful of that. It has to be on a road. I could use it to try to help bust through here, which has also been a problem. If I have a assault coordination card or something, I could make that helpful. I think, with the condition of being 3 spaces away, they do have 5 movement. I'm going to put them right here. That's 3 pips, 5 pips. See, I can't put them together. So that one's going to have his own spot. I think starting them on the other side of this river is better than trying to start them behind. That's just nastiness, trying to start behind the river here and then just basically join the bottleneck and get clogged up like everything else did. I do want to get behind them, and these guys might be able to do it. Who knows? So that's my action, and unfortunately I am at 4 cards. So I only get to draw 2, and there are no there's no fuel issues, so we can move on. Oh, come on. Come on. This is going in my hand. As you know, it's destroying our best card, which you didn't get to see. This is the worst luck I think I've ever had at this game. I mean, I've had this kind of bad luck before, but this is just the worst possible sequence of events. Lemony Snicket doesn't even have anything on this. This was my ticket. Right here. I just lost 2 army cards. And then I'm stuck with 2 of these in my hand. So that means I'm only operating with 4 actual cards for the game. This is just bad. Okay, well, at least the good news is they don't do anything else. So it's our turn. I have no cards to help with that attack on that city. I mean, I would literally be drawing 1 chit. Actually, he just has 2 pips. I'd be drawing 1 chit in that battle against the city that absorbs one hit. So I wouldn't even like do any damage. And so then the next thing is, okay, fine, Jeff, you're not going to take that city. Well, then you need to do a breakthrough. Well, how am I going to break through these giant stacks of doom when I'm out of fuel? I'm not able to... These Germans were stupid. This whole battle, like I said on video 1, and I know some of you tried to explain to me what the historical significance of this battle is. This battle was stupidity from start to finish. And I get it that they maybe killed more allies in this battle than they did in any other portion of the war. I get that. This had no strategic value at all. They had no capability of winning this. I mean, even the victory conditions are just exit the map. I mean, because Butterfield didn't know what else to say, because there was no actual goal of this battle. Yes, I'm frustrated and I'm venting. Thank you for letting me. I do not want to activate that red unit, so I think I'm going to do this one and finally get these guys going. Now, I can assign 2 RPs, or I can activate all the core reserves. I'm sorry, or activate all the units. Let me figure out which one it's going to be which, because I still have 2 injured units here, so I could repair 2 more. Here's the thing. I want to activate these guys. There should be a primary card somewhere that I haven't drawn yet that's going to let me activate them. So that primary card is only going to maybe have 1 reinforcement point. Maybe it'll have 2. I don't know. So I think what I want to do is I want to reinforce this turn and then attack the next time. Because this card... Let me show you the card. It's not the primary card. And the big thing I figured out in this game is that the primary cards is you get 1 primary card for every core that's in your game. So there's 1 primary card for this pink core. There's 1 primary card for this core. There's 1 primary card for this. Well, this is not the primary card. So this is like a bonus. I get to activate this core twice if I wanted to. Well, what I can do then is I can repair them this time and bank on the fact that I'm going to draw them again later. Now, the other way to view this is maybe I need to activate them twice, because if I can break through, I mean, Bastogne is here and their reserve units are gone. Now, the problem is I can't move this over to here to help with this attack. So maybe these units, even though they're damaged, they're still strong enough to prevent them from attacking. So far they have been. So maybe there is no priority. They're not going to... Yeah, let's think about this. I'm going to activate them, because by activating them, and I may have forgot to do this in the past, but that lets me do this. So now my units are even stronger. Yeah. I almost said something that wasn't PG-13, so I apologize. For even thinking it. So we are going to crush. I would like to break through to here. These units, even if they're gone, this is putting zone of control here, this is putting zone of control there. These units are just annoying. And even if I eliminate them, I still don't have a breakthrough. So that's my biggest issue. The problem is I can't get to him unless I use these guys. I will. I'm going to use these guys to attack him, because I don't want to go over a river anyways. And then these 2 are going to attack him. Let's make this count. So fixed artillery, far is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I can hit this one with fixed artillery. Our command value is 3, by the way, so this is 1. And then this guy is going to use infantry infiltration for 2. And I have assault coordination, but that doesn't do me any good. So I have air power. I can't use those cards. All right, so I'm going to use every card in my hand that I can except for that one. And so the fixed artillery is going to be against him. And then the flanking, oh no, that's a town. I can't flank a town. Let me make sure, is it a city or is it a town? I'm pretty sure it's a town. I'm just having wishful thinking, and my wishful thinking is not gonna get me anywhere. Does not apply if the defender is in a town or a city. So it doesn't work, but it does work on these guys. So I'm gonna play it on this. So these guys are gonna be flanked from these two. So they'll be flanked and have artillery. Let me see if I can get artillery to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, I can't. Artillery is just one short of making it to him. So this guy's gonna be tough. Let's do this battle first. Okay, the minimum chit draw is 2, 4, 4. And as you can see, he has an improved position. Let's draw his card. That is not his core. He's got the orange core. Actually, it's really funny. This core is this guy, but we're doing this one. He has combat engineers, which doesn't do anything for him. Oh no, he has artillery, which does do something for him. So we're both having artillery now. Minimum chit draw is, we said 4. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 units. We have an elite, which makes it 6. We have a 3-pip unit, which makes it 7. And we have 2 combat tactics, which makes it 9. So a minimum of 4, maximum of 9. Off we go. This is a big battle. 1. Oh, gotta stop. Get those 2 units, 2 utes in there. 2, 3, 4. Okay, so this one's greater than 3 to 1. Let's do the math. This is 3, 5. This is 4, 7, 11, 18, 20. We're 4 to 1. So he's taking a hit. Is it broken or clear? It is woods. Forest or city? It is woods. So that one is not out. That one's out. Combat engineer only applies for us. We don't have 6 to 1. So nothing's happening there. Large attack. We're going to be drawing 7. So yes, we're going to do a hit there. So I'm going to go all the way up to 9. So that was 4. We're going all the way to 9, baby. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. There's no air power on either side. So that's out. We're greater than 2 to 1. Yes. So another hit for the good guys. Is there a defender adjacent? No, there is not. And so that one's out. Is it a large attack? Yes, it is. And is their combined arms? They are just infantry, folks. So we get another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits for the good guys. They're canceling 1 because they have an improved position. So I just got rid of their improved position. So I don't know, like the game seems to make it seem like if you have as many hits as their pips plus 2, it's an automatic death for them. It makes it seem like all you have to do is just treat 2 hexes and then apply anything else after that as damage. I've been doing this other stuff because that's what the rules say, but let's just follow the rules here. The hits are greater than a number of steps or equal to. Yes, there's 4 steps, there's 4 hits. So that means they're going to retreat. So There's one and only one hex they can retreat to without taking damage, and that's this one. So that's where they'll go. They're going to retreat to there. Okay, so that's going to get rid of one of the pips. So now there's 3 damage, which is less than their total number of pips. Losing a step will not cause them to lose zone of control. So we're going to have to do the die roll thing. So what's the hold value of the hex? Well, they moved into a no hold value area, so that's 0. Their steps are 4. No attackers across the river. They're not surrounded. They won't take an extra step loss if they retreat. They've already retreated 1 hex, so that moves it up to 6. So let's roll. I rolled a 3. If it's less than or equal to 6, they take a step loss. And the step loss is always the highest number first, so 13 takes the hit. Okay, so that's another one of these gone. So now we're rolling again because we're down to 2 hits, or 2 hits. It's the same situation, but now it's a 5 or less is a hit, or they'll run away. So I rolled a 6 this time. Because they had 1 less step, that's the reason why the 6 turned into a 5. So now they're going to retreat again, and they're going to follow the blue arrow here and go to here, which does make them disrupted, and that helps us immensely. And another hit's gone. We still have 1 hit left, and so you have to distribute the hits evenly, so this guy is going to take the other hit. So you can see they're both reduced to brackets, and they're disrupted, so they're useless. Unfortunately, there's still zone of control here and here, but we get to do a 2 hex advance, and we get to do it however we like. So this one is going to do a 2 hex advance this way, and this one will do a 2 hex advance that way. The first hex, of course, being the one they vacated. But we're pushing in the pressure. This one could go down next. This one, obviously, is some easy fodder and victory points for us. But now we got to do this one. And this one's going to be a little harder. 2 chit minimum. We're only drawing 3 ourselves. So we're only drawing 3 to 2. We have no combat tactics or anything to help. It's actually pretty awful. So we're going to draw, and you can see this is the 12th Corps. The 12th Corps are the ones that are way down here. You can see one right here. So it's not their core. So they're going to have combat engineers. That does nothing for them because they're in a city, so they don't get an improved position. And it's not combat engineers, it's engineers. So only we get combat engineers. So, okay, so it's 2 minimum, 3 max. They're going to absorb a hit. This is a very tough battle, but if we pull out a miracle cure here, this will open the way to Bastogne, and that is awesome sauce. So let's hope we can pull this off. Okay, so here's the 2 minimum. Only attacker has armor. That is not true. Only the defender has armor. Not true. Is he not true? Is there a defender adjacent? Not true. And I'm not even going to draw one more because he absorbs the hit automatically. So all I'm doing is taking a risk that I'm going to take a hit. So he lives to fight another day. However, I just noticed something pretty awesome. If this guy doesn't lose his disruption, he has no zone of control here. And because we were able to do the 2 hex advance, we can bust through. We can actually get behind them. Now, we're going to be out of fuel, right? Because we won't have a fuel supply coming back. But we could take Bastogne, which then is going to create problems for them having fuel. Although I think they would because there's roads going this way. But the point is as long as we can figure out a gap or something to get through, we might be okay. And that is going to require 2 impulses because next impulse we have to rest, and then we can do it the next impulse after that. So that is our turn, and we're going to get to draw 3 more cards. I'm checking for fuel, no issues. Okay, so it is now their turn. And it's going to be the 5th Corps. Activate the 2nd and 99 divisions. Let's see if that's going to happen. All right. Are they wandering behind enemy lines? No. Danger of surround and not in a VP hex. Yes. This guy right here is in danger of surround. If we just move one space down, he's going to be completely surrounded. Well, is he? Yes, because we're here, and even though we have no fuel or whatever, we're exercising zone of control. We're disrupted too, I get that, but he can be surrounded. That's the point. So they are activating. Although it's the 2nd and 9th division. Is that the 2nd or 9th? That's the 2nd. So I'm going to draw 3 cards. Okay, first one is advance. Anybody that's not in a zone of control of a supplied German unit. Move to an unoccupied VP hex to which a German unit is proximate. If none, move to unoccupied proximate. If none, move adjacent to a German unit. So basically they're trying to move towards a German unit, but every single one of them is in the zone of control of a supplied German unit. However, since they're disrupted, this one is not. And this is the 1st Division. The 1st Division is not activating. It's only the 2nd and the 9th. So this is the 2nd and this is the 9th, and they're already in a zone of control. So this one doesn't apply. Next one, strengthen. Proximate to, but not stacked with, an allied unit with strength less than or equal to 3, to which German units with total strength greater than 7 are also proximate. So basically they're going to reinforce each other. Obviously we're greater than 7 here, but they're greater than 3 there. So no reinforcement, and they're greater than 3 there. And remember, we're not doing anything with the 1s, so nothing happens. Next one is pull back. If you're in a hex that's less than 5 hold value, able to move and out of communication or in danger of surround. And take note that there's no protect VP or any of those rules. So if in communication, move back, stop when not in danger of surround and not in clear hex, or all movement points are expended. So they are going to pull back. These ones are not. They're fine. They're not in danger of surround, but these ones are. So it's a 3 and a 2. The improved position is going to get destroyed, which is good news for us. They have 3 movement points. So you can see here they're going to move back 1. They're going to follow the retreat path. They're going to move back 1. Are they in danger of surround here? I'm going to say no, because nobody can get back here or even to there. That's too movement points for him. And with zone of control from this guy, he's safe. So they only needed to move 1 spot. That did cost them, that just cost them 1 movement point. I mean, they could, move again, to here. It said that they want to not be in a clear space. Not in danger of surround and not in a clear space. So he's no longer in danger of surround. He's no longer in a clear space. So I think he stops. It would be interesting because this is obviously a higher valued position for him to go there. But we met the criteria for stopping. So I'm going to go ahead and stop him. Okay, so that ends everybody. He doesn't get an improvement marker because he's in a town. So it is back to us. Just a reminder, we can't activate purple. So we have the option to do the 2nd Panzer Corps. But remember, one of them is out of fuel and dispersed. But we can at least get rid of the dispersed marker. I'm not against the idea. It's not a super exciting move either. We have this one, which is the red unit up above. And it would be great if we can do something. I'm just realizing more and more that those red units are not going to be able to do anything for us. So I want to do something with them. I just don't know what I can do. Those armor showing up there really just ruined my day. We have this one. Who are those people? Oh, that's these blue units here. This one's still injured, but we do have full strength units there. I don't know what to do with them. They're like holding position for us, but they're not strong enough to push, if that makes any sense. I can reinforce with them though and get this guy back to full strength, which is not a bad idea. It's just not a great one either. This one, of course, is basically I can just activate any one unit, or I can try to activate just, well, let's check this out. This would be activate the 12 VG or 3 FJ. Let's see what that's about. This is the 12S, well, that's a 12SS. That is though, that's the 12th, yeah. So it's 3 units. Or the third FJ, which is 2/3. I don't know what this 2/3 means, but that one's out of fuel. Oh no, there's the 12 VG. That's these guys. And the third FJ are these guys. The third has lost a unit eliminated, and the 12 has a unit eliminated too. These guys are weak. We don't want to activate them. I was hoping it would maybe be our armored units or something. I mean, I can activate the Piper unit, which is actually 2-to-1 against, you know, the unit that's next to him, but that's over the river. So that reduces it back to 1-to-1 again. The red units would have to fight over a river. Well, let me think about this. How many movement points? These guys got 5. That one has 3. Let's try it. There's actually a couple cool ideas here. I like them both. Man, I do. I like them both. Okay, so I have 2 sets of 2 cards. Okay? Let me just explain to you what they do without having to show you the cards. One of them I would play to just activate 1 unit. But the other card would let me do an assault coordination. So if I attack with this unit to here, these guys would join in. So I'd be able to do a double attack. It's an interesting idea. I don't like the fact that it's over the river, but I gotta do something because I'm just sitting here in a holding pattern. But maybe if I can break through the north here, first of all, I'm helping him, which is, I guess, something I want to do, and I can eventually cut this one off from supply to make him basically fall out, right? Or retreat if it's his turn to take an action. So that leads to the other set of 2 cards. I can activate this red division, and let me just show you, with the movement points, this guy's here, and with him retreating, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these ones can join him. And you can see there that that's a valid stack. And then this one has 3 movement points. So I can either go forward here or go forward there. But I have the ability to do reinforced battle, which means I can take all 3 of these guys and move them up. So now I have armor helping me. That's the big part of it. None of these guys are out of fuel. Okay, so I got a nice battle on him, and he has no longer got an improved position. And then of course this guy, I can do something with him, so I would just move him forward like this, so that way we're putting pressure on this guy. Just getting him through the forest, if at bare minimum. And then, you know, what would I do with him? I don't think an attack with him would do diddly, so I have to just wait. But by waiting, and by doing that action, I get to do this. And that goes a long way. So, am I going to be low on supply? Yes, I will, because I can only go 4 hexes. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is not a road. These are roads, but the Allies are controlling these 2 spots. Right now, I can maybe punch this one out of the way. So if I can get to this road and then somehow punch them out of the way, I actually have a road through and I can get supply to him. But I think that when I do my 1, 2, 3, 4, these zone of controls are cutting me off. So I actually think he's screwed. I have to rescue him if I want to win. And this is very disconcerting. But the good news is it'll take several days before he runs out of completely and becomes isolated. So that's what I want to do. Let's try it. The only battle that's going to happen is this one. And I'm doing a reinforced battle tactic. So I'm using this card to activate the whole core, and I'm using this card to do the reinforced battle. So it's a 2 command action. Okay, so he has 3 pips minimum. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and none of them are elite. That's the only problem. But so 6 pips to, we have 6. He's a 3 chit minimum, we have 6, but we have a combat tactic, which makes it 7. So 7 chits is not bad. Let's draw for him. That is not his core, so he's getting artillery. Okay, so 3 chit minimum, and then we said 7 for maximum, right? So 3 minimum, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's figure out our strength here. He has 5 strength. We are 3, 8, 12, 16, 21, 25. We're a 5 to 1. So we're at good odds here. We're greater than 4 to 1. We're greater than 2 to 1. Defender is not a recon. And no combat engineer. So that's 2. We did some hits on him, but man, he's doing hits back. I'm going to draw up to 7. I'm sorry, that was 3. So that means we're going to draw 4 more. Yeah, I'm going to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is the attacker green? Yes, they are. There's 1 unit that is green. The defender is elite. Oh my gosh, we're just getting pounded. The attacker is green. Oh no! Oh my gosh. We just took 3 more hits. Jeez Louise. See, I have no point. See, I was hoping to push through, advance after combat. So make them retreat, advance after combat, and then get some zone and control in, right? So that way we can start to really put some pressure on them. But I feel like with this number of hits, I'm going to have no choice but to get disrupted with my units in order to just absorb and stay alive. I mean, This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to be hitting every single unit but one in all of my stacks. That's a tall order. Otherwise, I'm going to be hitting 3 of them and then dispersing everybody. The problem with disbursements is I'm slowly learning that the disbursements are very difficult to overcome. It takes a whole impulse just to reverse it. And then in the meantime, you have no zone of control, and so they just go rampant on you. But let's do his damage first. He's taking 1, 2, 3, 4. He has 3 pips, so that's more than his pips, so he's retreating. So he will retreat. He can't go there, so he's going to go to the closest there. Okay, so that was one of the hits. So now he has 3 more hits. And that does equal his pips. So that means he's going to retreat again. And so he's going to go here. And then he's going to take 2 more hits. So this will be 1. And that's a destroyed. And he's disrupted. So that part's good. Now what I want to do is advance, but I have so many hits, I would have to hit everybody. But by advancing, I'm going to have this guy surrounded. So I'm actually going to absorb the hits with everybody. So this is 1, 2, 3 hits. And then they're all going to advance after combat. And they're still super strong. If you look here, actually I think this guy is going to, yep, he's going to get a replacement. And then I have to hit 2 of these guys. So I'll hit this one for sure. And that one. Now they get to advance twice. So I'm going to go in for 1. I'm just going to check real quick. Does movement points matter? I don't think it does. We may advance 2 hexes if the defender conducted a 2-hex retreat or was eliminated. The first must be the vacated hex. Unit must stop if crossed unabridged river. The second may be any hex, but when deviating from the path of retreat, a unit may not move from an enemy-controlled hex to another. Okay, may not cross an unabridged river, and may not enter a forest unless it's a road. Okay, so we can go into this for sure, but obviously we have a stacking issue. So we can go here because that's the path of retreat. If I want to deviate from the path of retreat, it's saying I can't go here because I'm leaving one zone of control to another, or actually I'm staying in the same zone of control, right? Or I can go up to here, which is an interesting idea. I don't think being in the forest with tanks is a good idea. I want to stay on the roads. So I'm going to take the advance, but just to go to here. So now we got some nice zone of control here. And this unit is not yet surrounded, but if I can just like that, he will be. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I don't know, it was an okay move. We definitely pushed them back and we're putting pressure on them. I still don't like it. We took a lot of hits in that battle. 5 hits was crazy. And it was all because we had that one green unit in the stack. All the other guys were not green. It was one green unit in the stack. He personally caused us, what, 3 hits? That was crazy. Cray cray. Okay, so it's their turn. Oh, hold on, I gotta draw my cards. We are now out of cards. So these 2 no command cards are gonna leave my hand. Go back in the deck. And there's no fuel issues, so don't worry about that. I did just draw, just to whet your appetite, I did draw this, which is what I was looking for. And just like I predicted, I got the card that I wanted. So we're gonna be able to do some pretty cool stuff, I think. But here's what they got. So it's the 5th core. So this is the one that we just beat up a lot and got dispersed. So they're going to be able to undisperse themselves. There are no reserves, but right here, assign 3 RPs to the core. That actually might trigger here. Let's find out. We know this is 1. We just need 1 more damaged unit, and there aren't any. So he's not going to reinforce. So then activate. And here's a rule of thumb. I know I'm sounding like an expert when I'm not. But if you have any dispersed units in the core, they're automatically going to activate. You don't have to do that big checklist. Because as long as 1 unit can either take an improvement marker or remove a disperse marker, then they're activating. And so you don't have to do any other checks. So I'm at an hour. My battery is low. I am going to try to finish this day. So I'm going to hit stop and then start up again and hope I don't run out of battery strength here.